Come here. Get off.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Turn On Podcast. This is the fourth Quickie. So Kenrya and I are silently away, bubbling at and brewing up the season 2. However, here we are with a little Quickie to quench your thirst, wetting your
Is that
bussy.
the sound of quenching the thirst and wetting the pussy?
Yeah. Wetting the bussy and giving you a little bit more to keep you coming back.
Yes,
Season 2.
bitch. I like that. That was unexpected.
Okay, so today's this week's Quickie is going to be a mailbag episode. Ding ding ding. Hey.
Shout out to the folks who care enough to send us questions.
Yes. So we have a few questions from our mailbag that Kenrya will read, and we will give our advice. So
It should be interesting.
this will be interesting. So, kill it can.
Let's get it.
Start that shit off.
Okay, so our first question comes from, I need a name for a chick. It looks like she's probably about our age.
Don Quetta.
All right, okay. So this is from Don Quetta. I've been with my boo for 7 years, married for 5, and we used to have amazing sex, like climbing the fucking walls till the cops come knocking sex. But lately, I can't front, things are a bit boring. We do the same old positions in the same old spot. I can set my clock to when he's going to reach for me and for the 15 minutes that it's going to take. Yikes. We need to do something new. I suggested bringing toys into the mix, just like a vibrator or something from my stash, but he's real anti. But I'm bored, and I'm not trying to masturbate my life away when I got a nigga in the bed next to me every night. How can I convince him to let me liven things up?
Ooh. So I feel like we're gonna have like such different responses.
Do you think?
Yeah. Okay, so I think that I think you need to get him in on the toy selection action.
Oh, that's good.
I think that sometimes men think of toys and then they think of 15-inch, black rubber dildos. Mm-hmm. And I think that, if you can get him in on the action of selecting a toy, he might be a little bit more receptive to it, because I think there are some like toys for beginners. I remember I have this little, it's like a eggy shaped, it's like an egg shaped vibrator.
I have one of those. It's called a Lemon or some shit.
I know what you're talking about. Mine is not like that because I was looking for yours and could not find it. But I have like a little eggy shaped vibrator, and I got it from like one of those bedroom candy parties. And the lady was like, "This would be good. It's good for you as a vibrator, but maybe if you're giving him head, put it under his balls, and maybe the vibrations will, add a different sensation." So I think maybe if you just kind of bring him in on the action, he might be a little more receptive, and it doesn't have to, and like show him it doesn't have to be anything super different, but just something a little different. Also, this made me think about just using stuff around the house, like a pearl necklace, or
Have you ever done that?
a pearl necklace. Yeah, girl.
Like, because didn't y'all take a
We took a blowjob class. That was the only thing.
Go.
That was the only good thing. Now, necklaces have little like points, like little.
I feel like it would snag hairs.
Yeah, so you got to keep it like high. Keep it high. But you know what I mean? Also, like if you take the pearls and drag them across your body and drag them across your pussy and rub it across your clit. It just adds a little extra sensation, because I think sometimes we feel like it has to be something completely dramatically different in order to change things up. And it could just be something very different. I mean, very small, that'll just click something and make it just a little bit better. Mm-hmm. So I say bring them in on it, and then also think about things that you might have that doesn't make it feel like we're using a toy, but, oh, look, the necklace I took off from work, let me drag this across my pussy. Or also another thing, let him lay in bed and watch you masturbate.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my things.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good.
Because, then he will see this is my friend.
Exactly.
This is your friend. This can be our friend. So
yes. Okay. I thought those are great.
thanks.
I think this is funny because this is where yeah. So first, I think you need to have a conversation. I know. Don't roll your eyes at me.
No, I do think communication is important.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is you're not happy with your sex life right now. You clearly love this dude because you didn't say shit about like cheating on him.
He's trash.
Right.
Or,
yeah. So tell him that you're kind of frustrated. Like, just be honest and say, hey, look, we ain't gotta do nothing crazy, but I mean, I would like to do some new stuff and mix it up. You probably do too. And ask him, is there something he wants to do that y'all haven't been able to do?
A fantasy.
Yeah, like, is there something that he's always wanted to do but kind of been afraid to say something, or maybe something that he saw in a porno that he might want to try with you, or if there may be something that's under the surface there that he hasn't said that y'all can bring out and use to your advantage to be able to mix things up together. But I think honesty works and helps in direct conversations. Also, kind of just to plus one what you said about toys, I would also say look for like couples toys. Something that, doesn't replicate a penis, because I do think that oftentimes that's where the anxiety comes in, where they feel like you're trying to replace
Never mind
them.
the fact that it's like pink and glowing and has like
On fucking purpose.
like to
Like,
not
that's
make
why.
you feel
Exactly. But like something.
My favorite dildo is like realistic than a motherfucker.
I don't own any dildos.
Oh
I used to have a little pink one. It was like neon pink.
no, mine is like a big black dick. Well, a big brown dick. It's got veins and everything. He is gorgeous.
Mine had veins, but it was only maybe 7 inches. It wasn't big enough but it was a vibrator, but it was a dildo. And if I wasn't careful, that it would just go inside. I don't even know where it is anymore.
Probably on your daughter's
Yeah. A couple of times now she's taken my toys. That's why now they sit higher than she can see.
Yeah.
It's trifling.
They're all
A+
pretty.
parenting.
Yeah, they're all pretty. Yeah.
But yeah, something that doesn't replicate a penis, I think might go over a little bit easier in the bedroom. So your point of finding something around the house or something like that. And then, things that don't need to be inserted. So my little feather duster.
Yeah.
Is
I was thinking
like,
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, like it just heightens sensation. It's sexy enough that it feels like you're doing something extra. And it absolutely, at least for me, like brings all the, like just makes me tingle when it's used. It'll heighten your sensation and hopefully not threaten him in some kind of a way.
You know what? Also, the couples toys where he has it's like the little remote control vibrator where you put it in you and then he gets to play with it. So it's a total, you get your thing and he probably getting off on feeling like he doing something, you know? So yeah.
It's not lost on me that all of this is us just trying to navigate around
pandering
toxic
a nigga.
masculinity.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, like the fact that
You're right. How do I make him feel better about
about
having
me
an open
wanting
mind?
to do something? And so a part of me is just like, fuck it, yo. Buy what you want and bring it in and do what the fuck. I mean,
no, I
is he gonna walk away if you laying there with your pussy open and a vibrator on your clit? Is he really?
So I get it. I hear you. I feel you. Because a part of me says like, fuck that. If you ain't down, I'm gonna be down. But shoe on the other foot. There could be reasons that if
Which
he's
is
one
why
of them
the
niggas that's
conversation
like,
is good to
you're
have.
right. Because if he's one of them niggas like, I ain't trying to have no another dick in my bed, like, nigga, fuck you. But if it's just like, I'm uncomfortable, because
Right.
we
He's not
all
there.
have really weird ideas
and
about
things.
sex.
Yes.
And so if it's one of those things, then I think it's worth having a conversation and helping him figure it out. But I don't want to have to like trick a nigga into fucking me well.
So I guess
Start with a conversation.
Right. If the conversation is just, I'm a man and all you need is this dick, and if this ain't getting it, then I don't know something's wrong with you. Well, then y'all got to have a whole nother situation.
Yeah. Dump
Now
the
it's-
motherfucker already.
exactly.
In the words of the great Dan Savage. Is he problematic?
I mean, he's a white man.
He's married to a black man, which
So
could I was about to say, which could be that he's not problematic or he's problematic as fuck.
Yeah,
And
that don't
I'm
mean
married to
shit.
a black man. But anyway, he always says, dump the motherfucker already. So
Okay.
yeah.
Or in the words of Crystal and Kid Fury,
Break up with
him.
Yeah.
I mean, marriage is cool, but we both been there and did that.
Girl.
Then you deserve to be with somebody who actually wants to make you come.
Yeah.
Not 15 minutes of missionary sex that you don't enjoy. If you enjoy 15 minutes of missionary sex, well then shit.
I mean, I
y'all
like
good.
15 minutes of sex. It ain't missionary, but 15 minutes.
You just wrote in and said that you don't. So,
Yeah. So, okay.
yeah. That's our
Hope that
advice.
helps, Donquetta.
Yes. Was that her name? Okay. Good luck. All right. Here is another one. This one's a little tougher. I'm pregnant and also I'm horny. One more thing. Back when they became a couple, I spent a lot of time giving Seal the side eye for getting with Heidi Klum when she was pregnant with her ex's baby. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Minding other people's business, I felt like he was going where no man really needed to be going until after the baby was born. Now, I'm older and less interested.
The tables have turned.
Exactly. Older and less interested in what other people do. And I'm also trying to find a man with Seal's adventurous spirit who's happy to have sex with a woman with a baby bump that he had nothing to do with creating. Do those men exist? And where do I find them? Ooh. And more to the point, how do I make sure he's not just fulfilling some creepy fetish? To be clear, I don't want a relationship. I simply want some fun, casual sex. And I'm not sure if this is unrealistic to want at 6 months pregnant.
So.
Oh, we didn't give her a name.
Pragisha.
Okay. Hey, Pragisha.
Hey, Pragisha. Okay, so here's the thing. I was rocking with you till you were like, I don't want to be a fetish. I get it.
Yeah, because like that's the easiest way to go.
Yeah, because I get it. As a black woman, if I were to be with a white man, I don't want to be some white man's fetish. So he'd be like, ooh, I want this ebony goddess. Whoa. However, like, if I just wanted to fuck a white guy, I wouldn't give a fuck shit if it was a fetish.
Right.
So I kind of feel like maybe you need to get past the like, is this a fetish thing? And just be like, you got a big dick. You know how to fuck. And shit, maybe if it's a fetish, this nigga know what he doing. You know, like maybe it's like he knows
what positions work well.
He is, you were going to the pregnant pussies are us. You know, like we specialize in them. We specialize in keeping them maintained and detailed. So, yeah, I would kind of get past the, is this a fetish thing?
Right.
Especially, I mean, it'd be different if you were like trying to like form a lasting relationship. Okay, then you check into it.
And with it, even if it's a fetish, you still have power. Like you still get to dictate
it's
terms.
not like
so if he's
milk
not allowed
on me
to say exactly,
okay, I ain't doing that. You know?
Right. And if you don't want him to say, you know, put your big round belly, you know, you can say, nigga, don't say that or this is over.
Because you know what, I think about it, like I think about like doms and women that do dom work, and like they are there to fulfill a fetish,
right? And
most doms aren't doing it because they are. I mean, you like the money, but like you're in it because you get something out of it too. So get your something and fuck what he getting. You control the situation. This is your pussy. This is your pregnant belly. And again, if this nigga is really into it, he probably knows how to treat it right. You know? Yeah. So I say that. And then I say to find one, FetLife. I've been on FetLife lately. And honey, you can find any motherfucking thing on FetLife. I had a nigga message me and ask me, will I save my toenails and mail them to him?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. For how much?
I mean, yeah, he was offering details. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, like you can find anybody on FetLife for anything. And not on some like, this is like some creepy, seedy underworld. Like I'm on FetLife and I think I'm a pretty neato person. So I think they're normal people. It's just I have a very specific kink and I'm looking for someone that can meet me with this kink. So I say, girl, Pragisha, hit me up, DM me. I will give you some tips on establishing a semi-anonymous FetLife account. And yeah, we can get you rolling, rocking and rolling. Cause girl, don't it help to like have orgasms?
Oh man,
when you're pregnant?
Well, That's when you're trying to actually like start labor. It helps to have orgasms at the end. But no, it's things are really like extra gushy and
so you missing out on girl.
Yeah,
you getting them stretch marks and might as well get some good sex out of it. I mean, you're probably getting a really fluffy, fantastic baby out of the situation too. But yeah.
I don't have anything to add. I think you're exactly right. I was gonna ask what's your resource is, and you just gave one. Bam.
All right. Well,
yeah, that's it.
Ding.
Good luck, Pragisha. We're excited for you and your little one, and hope you get some dick.
Please get some dick.
Yeah.
Because when that baby come,
it ain't gonna be no time,
girl.
Just really focus on your needs, because you about to be all the way focused on the baby's needs.
Yes.
Just have sex. Just have sex.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't use like Bumble or any of those kind of things.
No.
Then that's not the place for that. And I think it could be, while you can probably find somebody on there, the mindset is different there.
Yeah. Because I feel
just want some one night, or an arrangement or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like on Bumble, guys feel like that they have to, or on the dating apps, guys feel like that they gotta play have the game. To. Yeah. And it's like, no, just give me some sex. Yeah. So.
Maybe Tinder's like that. I never used it, but. Yeah. All right. Here's another. Okay, I need another. It's another woman. I need another name.
Paint a picture for me.
I can't. I don't want to say without giving it away.
Dawn.
Okay, Dawn. All right, I'm Dawn. I'm in a relationship with a straight man. We've been together a year and things are amazing.
Sorry for my condolences. Sorry
for that man. We are really good together and the sex is consistently amazing. Okay. But something happened and I don't know what to do. I didn't realize he was in the bathroom and I opened the door and I saw him wearing a pair of my underwear while brushing his teeth. I apologized and closed the door and didn't say anything. Now it's a day later and things feel awkward and I don't know what to do. Help. Dawn.
I actually like this.
I know. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at all. Yeah. Like, I just think that you need to like clear the air. First, how do you feel about it? Are you comfortable with it? I mean, if you're
why does it feel awkward? Is it just because you didn't say anything, or is it because you're concerned about something?
Yeah, but if you like wearing my panties, cool. Savage is having a good old
buy us some underwear.
Good old sale. So get us some good shit.
Yes.
I mean, and the thing is, like, I don't think I necessarily would want to see my man in my, like cross-dressing, or I hate saying I don't want to see my man in my stuff. But if that's what you like to do, if that makes you feel comfortable, then by all means, because I want you
to be comfortable and be yourself.
Coming out of a marriage that I was in and forcing myself to conform or be a certain way for the sake of saving this relationship or being with this person, that shit was misery.
That's right.
Misery.
And who wants to be with a miserable nigga?
Yeah.
Nobody.
And so if this brings you happiness, if this makes you feel good, you know what? There's some things that I probably do that you like, this weird bitch. So if that's your thing, then fine. So I say just at first figure out how you feel about it, why you feel the way you do. But then, make it quick, because y'all can't be walking around for 6
Yeah, you need to do this today.
Yeah, because you don't want to have this built up
right. Awkwardness I feel like in your relationship.
The awkwardness will
he's
then
thinking
further,
you're judging him.
Will further your
create
connection
distance between you. Yeah.
So
figure out how you feel
and say some shit.
And if you feel, let's talk about it a little bit, right? Like, so you and I are both like, okay, that's cool. Why you had it? Yeah. Sorry, I walked in on you. I need to knock on doors.
Yeah, I'm sorry I walked in on your personal time.
Yeah,
because that's also one of them things where I feel like if my partner saw my like porn, there's only one person I've ever disclosed my porn search history to, and it was somebody I was having sex like that. Yeah. I'm really having really comfortable, good sex with. But generally, like, nah, dog, that ain't for you. That ain't. And I tell y'all everything. I just told y'all how I got a nigga trying to buy my toenail clippings, and I ain't got cute toes. But yeah, like that's like asking a white person who they voted for. Like, how dare you?
What they'll tell you about fucking their wife?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I was fucking my wife. Wait, you asked me who I voted for? Yeah, so like, I do not share my porn search term history. But if my partner found out, I would want him to be more like, him or her to be more comfortable with it than being like, "Ew." So that's how I kind of feel about the panty thing. But if
So
you're
I
not
think
comfortable
if you're
with
not, then you need to interrogate why you're not, right? Like you started out by saying you're in a relationship with a straight man, right? So that tells me that you think that he's straight. I hope that you're not questioning his sexuality and that you can separate what you wear from who you want to have sex with.
Yeah.
And also from who you are with, right? Because even if he did identify as something other than quote unquote straight, that has nothing to do with the fact that he's in a committed relationship with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I would hope that there is not fear creeping in for some reason. And if it is, that you interrogate that and ask yourself what that is about and what that has to do with the relationship that you're having, because you just said it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I completely agree with you on all those points.
Yeah.
So yay.
And then if it's his thing, then buy some underwear together.
Yeah. I mean, or
Make
if
it
it's
fun.
Or if it's his thing where he doesn't want you to be a part
Then
of it,
respect that
then
too.
respect that too.
Exactly.
But
but still say something to him.
yeah,
so
y'all
he's
gotta
not
say something. You
thinking
can't have
that,
this. Yeah. But yeah.
Because I'm sure he's just waiting on you to like, and it probably feels like
Yeah,
torture.
like
Poor baby.
I'm waiting on her to dump me, or like.
Yeah.
But this is because
All because you opened the door without fucking knocking.
that's your fault, Dawn. No. Yeah.
So yeah, go say something, boo.
That was a good one. Though.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like I would love to know that my partner's got some of, I mean, well, most of my I'm a freak. So most of my partners be like, I'm nasty and this is how.
Yeah. I'm like,
we
my
roll out the
partner's-
nasty on like date 3. But
Right. I'm
well,
like, I
no.
have a lot of weird
After the first fuck.
stuff.
But yeah.
So who the fuck am I? I mean, who's to say that that's weird? But you know what I mean. Unexpected things, perhaps. Things that you wouldn't look at me and think that are my thing, right?
Yeah.
That once you in, it's like, okay, bitch.
Yeah.
I see.
Like, oh, so this what we doing today.
But if you have a reaction that's other than that, then I feel judged. And
Yeah.
I'm not hanging around to be judged. you know?
Exactly.
That's not
but yeah,
it,
and
so.
don't try. I mean, like if you feel like this is, I feel like if you feel like this is something that you can't handle,
Then just say
get
so.
out. Like don't, because don't have
punish
somebody,
him.
Yeah,
or
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Make him feel like he's less than because there's something that you don't rock with. It doesn't mean that there's not somebody else out there who will.
Yeah.
Like us.
So, send them my way. Okay, so this wraps up our 4th quickie
Of season 1.
of season 1.
Yes.
Thank y'all for joining us. This is Erica and Kenrya, two hoes making it clap. We hope you enjoyed this week's quickie. We're hard at work on season 2 of The Turn On, finding fantastic books to share and amazing experts to join us in the studio. And we're counting the days until we return on January 1st. In the meantime, keep hitting us up at theturnonpodcast@gmail.com with your book recommendations and burning sex and related questions. And follow us on Twitter at theturnonpod and Instagram at theturnonpodcast so you don't miss a minute. And remember, The Turn On is a part of the Frolic Podcast Network. You can find more podcasts you'll love at frolicmedia.com/podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.